Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. The Legend of Korra Book 2 is coming up pretty fast this fall, so I thought I'd do a preview just to get everyone up to speed before Comic-Con gets here. I'll also be doing weekly Korra videos as soon as we get within a few weeks of the premiere, so be sure to subscribe to get them all. So Book 2 is called Spirits, and it's going to pick up 6 months after the events of the finale from Book 1. It's going to deal a lot with the beginning of the Avatar lineage, as well as a conflict in the spirit world. The producers are going to break the season into two halves, and the first half is going to run in 2013, and the next half will be in 2014. We will have a lot of Korra coming up, and they've already started filming season 3 now, so that means that season 2 is completely done. That first half of the season is going to take place in Republic City in the aftermath of what happened in Book 1, and the rest of the series is going to take place with Team Avatar traveling all over the world battling these evil spirits. So let's talk a little bit more about the spirit theme of the season. If you remember in Book 1, it was titled Air. Korra was learning to master her bending abilities so that she could achieve the Avatar state. Now, in this season, she's already achieved that state, but she's got to learn to deepen her connection with the spiritual world and her avatar abilities. So think of it as Korra getting much more zen. So thematically, it makes sense that they would move things into the spirit realm. Obviously, a lot of past seasons and the first Avatar series dealt a little bit with the spirit world, but this season, you'll get to learn all kinds of cool stuff. So in season 1, if Korra has learned to master the physical realm, she's beaten Amon, and she's mastered her own emotions. Obviously, transcending to this higher state means that her enemies and her challenges also have to transcend to that higher state with her. Think about it as Korra learning more about the why of her powers and not so much the how. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to see some really cool new bending abilities. Remember how in season 1 we learned all about metal bending and other subgenres like blood bending? This season we're actually going to learn about this really cool new subgenre of air bending. It's actually the guy who played Amon in the first series. He's the one that's actually helping create this new air bending style. So I'm really excited to see where the showrunners take the characters in this season. Obviously, we've seen a few teaser clips, and even though the more recent ones are more battle-oriented, some of the previous clips have actually showed some of the more comedic aspects of the show, like Korra using her avatar state for comedy. I don't think she's going to do that too much, but remember, she has a lot of fire-bending blood in her, so she's very impulsive, so I think they're going to use that for a lot of good comedy moments. Remember how they actually said that they modeled the Korra character after Gina Carano, the MMA fighter? She was that girl from Fast and Furious 6. She's a real badass. We actually get to meet Korra's family, and it's really funny because they all look super, super ripped. So you just see that influence. There is still plenty of pro bending. The Fire Ferrets are still going strong. Woo! But Korra and Mako have left the team, so Bolin is left with some noobs. They're going to bring some new characters onto the show, so I think that's going to be really hilarious. And we're going to learn a lot more about Lin Beifong's backstory. She's actually one of my other favorite characters in the show. Remember, her mother is actually Toph from the first Avatar series, but we don't know who her father is, so we're going to get a lot of her backstory, which is apparently pretty tragic. So like I said, Nickelodeon has greenlit a ton of new episodes, so we'll have at least a couple more seasons of Korra. Be sure to subscribe to get all my videos. I'll be posting a lot of Korra updates as we go along. It's one of my favorite new shows, so I'm really excited for it. Also, be sure and let me know if you have any questions about Book 2, and I'll be sure to include it in a future video. In the meantime, I just posted some big updates for the Star Wars 7 movie and 50 Shades of Grey. You can click here to get that Star Wars video, or if you're feeling a little bit saucy, you can click here to get that 50 Shades of Grey video. Don't worry, no judgment here. I won't call you a pervert for clicking on it. Thanks for watching. High fives!